How do Mime Artists? Welcome to the new main stages, starting off with 551, the Gastly. Going in with a Gengar, we've got a Yveltal and Unbound Hooper. This stage, probably the easiest one we will come across in these 10 that I shall show you today. There should be absolutely no issues whatsoever. If you've not, say, got the Hooper, you can try something, because this is just such a fantastically easy stage, just like some of the old ones. 3 Pokemon, a lot of very overpowered Pokemon in this kind of psychic dark types that you can use, so there should be no issues. 6 moves left for them. What was it, 8 or 9 moves to begin with? No problem at all. And an excessively long combo, if that doesn't make it better enough. And with this one, by this point I'm sure you've already caught Gastly. It was in one of the stages ages and ages ago that I don't have filmed, but there we go. S rank, no bother. And moving in to Tauros, this one gets quite a lot harder, going in with pretty much a full fighting team with Lucario, Keldeo, Whatchamajig and Gallade. What's that one called? Oh, it's just completely gone out of my... Meloetta. There we go, Meloetta, the fighting type Meloetta. Pirouette form. And with this one starting off with a +5 moves and a disruption delay, because Tauros will disrupt you and you will want it to be delayed because it can make or break your run through this. And what you want to do really is get the Lucario working, see how much you can get working with that. Gallade is there because there will be quite a few unbreakable blocks. I've got Keldeo just because I like Power of 4+, I don't know if it's something within me or it's just a fantastic move in itself. And Meloetta, a really high powered fighting type. I've not got it leveled up that much. I think it's only about a level 6 or such. I took it into the Victini over one of the weekends that's passed. Got it leveled up there. Apart from that, I've done absolutely nothing to it. Nosedive, 1 full attack, 920 from just 1. That is an absolutely wonderful attack just there. Apart from that, it is just getting through how tanky Tauros can be, and it will start disrupting in the next 3 moves, so you will see how difficult it will become. There is absolutely no escaping Tauros because it's such a powerful, tanky and disruptive Pokemon. See, just a sliver of health, but that is what happens every couple of turns if you've not got that disruption delay. Meloetta again doing the tasty nosedive, 1300. Clear, no problem, and you get a wee skill boost for Tauros. I don't exactly remember Tauros' skill, I don't think I've ever used it. I'm not really a fan of the normal types, I've never used a double normal team in my life, I don't think. But there we go. Next up is the Ponyta, going in with a full water team so that Wailord can use Flash Mob. Flash Mob, one of the newer skills that's come out. I think Ponyta itself has Flash Mob, so if you've got a fire team, it's not the same as Pyre, but it works on very similar grinds of having the same types. And so that's what Wailord does. Because I've got full water team, I've got the Palkia, I've got the shiny Mega Red Cheeked Gyarados or whatever, then it's no bother at all. As well as Volcanion there, which is mostly just there for the power. Its skill is somewhat useful, it can occasionally be quite helpful, but it's not necessary on this stage per se. Apart from that, the Ponytas that come on to this level, easy to get rid of. You just make one match next to the breakable block, no bother there either. Evidently I took a lot of time over this move for some reason. And it ended well, thankfully. And that is Ponyta. Not too tanky. You'll probably, if you use a similar team, come close. It'll be like 3 moves left. If you want to use a +5 moves, get the S rank, help yourself, not a bother there at all. 14%, a lot of these new ones have very, very low catch rates. The same as if you saw some of the special stages that were just out this week. The Safari, the Geodude one has some very, very low catchability rates in the medium teens. So there's Ponyta, 60 attack power, flash mob. Very helpful if you've got, you know, a pyre team. You can stick this on there and you'll get even more attack. Shellos. Now I screwed up the recording of this one just a wee bit, so I will explain as we're going, but you have to make these moves that I am making just now. So make that move, and then everything else that happens. But what I did was I did this, but because this is the way to do it, I forgot how to do it. And so I needed to, when actually doing a recording where I could capture it or beat it, I forgot how to do it. So I needed to watch it, forgot to start a capture, so it begins again, 10 moves, exactly what it would have been. So what you want to do is make those moves that I just made exactly those precise moves, absolutely nothing else, because they are the best way to get rid of all those ice and all those pink and blue Shelloses, whatever the plural for Shellos is. So make those moves, and sorry for, you know, screwing up the recording, but everything is completely fine in itself. That's exactly what you want to do, those specific moves, and I just completely forgot them when I was doing the next run through, because I didn't actually beat it on that run, and it was the first one where I'd actually solved how to do the puzzle. I probably should have looked up if anyone's found out how to do it online yet, but it is very new stages now, very in the moment of recording. Once you get past that, there's not really too much to the stage. If you've got the Shaman, if you want to bring along, you know, the Blossom, I was thinking Vileplume, but if you bring along the Blossom for the Mine Zap, that will work just as well and avoid some excess Shelloses on the stage. 17%, again, not the best. These will probably be ones that you'll come back to after a wee while. But I just have that amazing luck. A rank, 200 free coins, not too much of a problem. And so there it is. The attack power is certainly not the best, but you can't really expect that from Shellos. And cross attack. That's a fine skill, probably not overly helpful, not one to really brag about. But going into this next stage, very difficult one, Mega Start and a +5 moves. Haunter is difficult. It's not the most difficult one that we will come across. There's still a lot more difficult ones, including its big brother Gengar that will be coming up in just a couple. But for this one, it will probably seem a little bit of a strange team. Usually for against ghost type Pokemons, you'd expect to go in with a Gengar. I tried that, didn't work for me. Give it a shot yourself, but I tried it many different ways and it certainly didn't work. This team, I'd say, is possibly the best one to use. You know, you've got the Hoopa Unbound for just that excess of power. You've got the Bound Hoopa for Barrier Bash Plus. I think it's Barrier Bash Plus, so that'll get rid of some of those pesky barriers. Sableye, very good, as all of these I think are ghost types, except Hoopa Unbound. Hoopa Unbound's a dark type, but Sableye will just get rid of the Giratina and the Bound Hoopa, making this stage an awful lot easier, kind of similar to a Mega Mewtwo, the just psychic type, not the fighting type, but similar to that one. And so if you've got your Mega Star, you've got the +5 moves, it shouldn't be a bother. It can be done without the +5 moves. I just didn't want to go in with a Mega Star, not have the +5 moves, and then, you know, miss out by a turn or two. It's just safety. However you want to play is up to you. I do not claim to be some great knowledge on this game, I just try to get through. And there we go, a little skill booster for Haunter as well. Don't really know Haunter's skill, I don't think I've used it, but Ekans, another lovely, very simple one, just like the Gastly we had at the beginning. This one, don't need any items. I'd recommend this team, you know, Garchomp, powerful, Landorus, powerful, Gengar, powerful, just they're needed for that. You can easily S rank this one without any items. Might take you a time or two just to get it right. I think it only took me 2 different plays for it to get the S rank. First one was an A rank that just missed by 1 because the combos weren't really rare. But you can easily beat this. 5 moves left, 4 moves left, no issue at all. Gengar, most helpful one here. The other is just occasionally getting rid of those breakables in ice. Not really too much to be said about this stage because it is relatively simple to beat, relatively easy. 4 moves left, and with this one there could be the possibility for excessive combos as well. Luckily I didn't have to go through, you know, getting a 90 times combo in this run, but you might find that in yours. And with this one, I would have assumed that by, you know, 550 stages we'd have come across Ekans, but evidently not. Again, very, very poor catchability rate, 14%. I'm not using a Great Ball at 28% for an Ekans. It'll probably be something like 40 attack power to begin with, something mediocre like that. Now Gengar, this was the bane of this whole recording. Gengar is awful. As you can see, I go in with a Tyranitar. Of all things, again, a Tyranitar. Why a Tyranitar? And a Mega Start for the Tyranitar, +5 moves with the Tyranitar, because this stage will disrupt to high holy days. And Yveltal is absolutely necessary for the Block Smash Plus, because sometimes Tyranitar just won't be there. Sometimes both of them will go off at the same time, like there. It is a very difficult stage. I tried itemless several different ways using quite a few different teams. I tried using Reggie Steel with Block Smash plus umpteen pluses, the one that takes away 5 blocks. It didn't work. It worked better than, you know, just going in with a fully optimized team, because all of these blocks are terrible. I think I used it with Giratina, Yveltal and Gengar just as the Mega, and it didn't really work. Tried it with Absol, again just wasn't good enough because it would occasionally just not work because of where the block placement disruptions were. So this is the best team I could recommend for this stage. Go in, see how it goes. Probably need to use a couple of items, because look at that, what is that disruption? It's just all over the shop. Even with Tyranitar you only get rid of maybe about half of them, maybe into the majority of blocks. It's a pretty tanky stage for Gengar, and I repeat Gengar, it's pretty damn difficult. I had quite a lot of trouble with this, and I did 5 to 10 runs of this, all different teams, all different attempts, trying it with Tyranitar and Registeel. A lot harder than I thought it was going to be. A lot of the old repeat stages were pretty easy, you know, you just take that Pokemon along, you know, from about 450 to 500, you take that Pokemon along and you won't really have too much bother. Certainly not this way with Gengar. If only it would disrupt itself with other Gengars, that would be the ultimate stage. A 3-item stage of Gengar disrupting with Gengar. The combos would be in the hundreds of thousands. And there we go. So with a Mega start with a Tyranitar, really high leveled, maybe 8, maybe 9, plus 5 moves, just one move left. And so next up is Ralts. Going in with Mega Aggron, Cobalion, Metagross, and again another possibly strange one, Manaphy, but the Manaphy I think is necessary to get rid of the Ralts. If you're able to catch Ralts, which I don't think I was, feel free to bring Ralts back and that will no doubt make your run an awful lot easier. But with this, again, it's pretty much trying to get the Aggron to work. Trying to get the Aggron to Mega Evolve and trying to get the Manaphy to use the Eject Plus, where it takes away 5 of the disruptions, 5 Pokemon disruptions, although occasionally Ralts did seem to disrupt itself with itself, which was nice. The Manaphy is very helpful to get rid of them because they are a 5th support Pokemon that's not very effective. A Manaphy, although it's, you know, it's not effective, it's not effective, it's just there, and it's a little bit helpful. I would certainly say it was one of the standout Pokemon for this run. If you wanted to go in with something like a Mega Start for the Mega Aggron, I'm sure you would S-rank it with absolutely no trouble at all. I didn't do that because I'm not made of coins, but if you wanted to, feel free, that would probably almost guarantee you an S-rank. Go in with a Mega Star and a plus 5 moves. Easy S-rank, but it'll just cost you those coins. And so here it is. I remember this and I was absolutely terrified I wouldn't make it, but there we go. With the one extra piece of the combo left and no moves. But yeah, it's a fine team. Mines aren't the most powerful. I think Cobalion's like a level 8 or something. Aggron probably 7 or 8 as well. But terrible catch rate, 8%, but you can't really expect anything different for not having used items. There we go, C rank, but that's you beating it and that's you moving on. If you want to go back, maybe you'll just get lucky with catching it at one of those lower percentages. Moving on now to Gastrodon. Oh boy, this is one tanky stage. For some reason I was incredibly lucky and managed to get Sceptile Mega Evolve in the first move, which probably saved this whole run. Because Gastrodon is difficult. I cannot express just how difficult Gastrodon can be. Tanky beyond belief. Disrupting what don't seem like they should be that, what's the right word, they don't seem excessively in your face disruptions, but they are so well placed that they really do stop any great combos. And if you're using a Shebe and you're using the Blossom to get rid of, well, to put it Sleep Charm or for Mine Zap, you need high numbers. You need matches of 4, you need matches of 5, and with these placements of the disruptions you won't get that. So disruption delay necessary. If you want to use the plus 5 moves, very helpful as well because it is just so tanky. See, that's the disruption. Doesn't seem like it would be a lot, but after just a couple of moves does that again and again. and I can't think of any, you know, Block Smash Plus Pokemon that would be really great, that could take any of the places. You know, Virizion, that's great there because it's such a powerful Pokemon. Shebe, it's just fantastic. Cannot be helped without. A Sceptile, very helpful again. See, because after a couple of disruptions, this is what happens, you just get cornered into all of these strange positions. Shaman, if that match hadn't gotten the Sleep Charm to work, I probably wouldn't have beaten it on this one. Sleep Charm, Mind Zap are just so essential to this, and I think my Mind Zap is, it's pretty high skill leveled. I think it's probably up in the, about 4 of those little orange orbs. So just a little tick of health there for the last move. I was worried at the time, but looking back on it, I probably could have easily made a better move for the second last one and got it then. Again, another terrible catch rate, 13% Gastrodon. If you've got a better team, I did think of maybe using one similar to the earlier ones, you know, the full water one, with the Volcanion, with the Flash Mob for Wailord. I thought of using that one. Didn't work as well as this one did. This one much better. And on to the last one for today, Arbok. And for some reason, again, we've not had Arbok up until now. I would have assumed it had been in the Safari, but we are going in with an Alakazam, Victini, Garchomp and Cresselia, using quite a few items. They are necessary for a lot of these ones because Arbok's disruptions so inconvenient but necessary. So do not, if you're using an Alakazam, do not, I repeat, do not use a disruption delay. That's the worst thing you could do, because then Alakazam is absolutely useless. You need those disruptions for Alakazam to be able to work and to be able to get those little boosts in attack. So there's little ones around the corner and it's just kind of taunting you that there will be disruptions. Apart from that, you just make as many matches as you can, as you'd assume to do in this game. The Garchomp there just for the power. It's not necessary to have a full psychic team. I tried to go in with, you know, the Mega Mewtwo, with the Cresselia, with the Victini. Didn't work because these disruptions, as you just saw there, are very, very in your face and very right in the middle, stopping any combos from happening, because they're the unbreakables. With the ice, they are just immovable, they don't fall down. Incredibly unhelpful. But once you've got Alakazam, it can take away almost all of them, and then you just make a match next to the 2 that are left. 6 moves left, so the +5 moves wasn't necessary, just nice to have as a little bit of a safety net. So 14% that would be with 1 move left because it was the +5 moves. Again, abysmal. I think it's 11%, just normal. And because this is the last stage, I thought, why not splash out on a Great Ball? It's not really necessary, it's not a great Pokemon in the slightest. I think its starting power is 60, but 71%. The last one, level 500, stage 560, not level 560. So it's poison and its attack power is 60 to begin with. Not the greatest, but there we go, and I will have more for you soon. Thank you very much for watching, and how do, Mime Artists?
Eggs! Eggs! E-double-G-S eggs!